Mark's world felt perfect. He and his wife Sarah had been married for 10 years, building a life together that seemed straight out of a storybook. They had a beautiful home, 2 wonderful kids, and a bond he thought was unbreakable. But lately a small crack had appeared in their perfect picture. Sarah had been acting distant, her phone always glued to her hand, her smiles not quite reaching her eyes. He tried to brush it off. Maybe it was stress from work, or just the usual ups and downs of a long-term marriage. He'd ask her what was wrong, and she'd just say she was tired. But the feeling in his gut told him something was off. The final straw came one evening when Sarah said she was going to visit her mother, who lived about an hour away. It was something she did often, at least once a week, and Mark never thought twice about it. That night, however, their youngest son came down with a high fever. Panicked, Mark called Sarah repeatedly, but her phone went straight to voicemail. He then called his mother-in-law, expecting to hear Sarah's voice in the background. But when her mother answered, she sounded surprised. Sarah wasn't there. In fact, she hadn't seen Sarah in over a month. A cold dread washed over Mark. Where was she? The lies started to unravel in his mind. The next morning, when Sarah returned, looking tired but acting completely normal, Mark confronted her. She stuck to her story, insisting she was at her mom's, and her phone must have died. But Mark knew she was lying. He felt a desperate need for the truth, no matter how much it might hurt. Remembering they shared a family GPS service for their cars, he opened the app on his computer, his hands shaking. He pulled up the history for Sarah's car. The screen loaded, and his heart sank. He scrolled back through the weeks, then months. There it was, a recurring address, visited like clockwork. 47 times in the past 6 months. He typed the address into a search engine, and a picture of a neat suburban house popped up. It wasn't her mother's. It wasn't a friend's. A quick property search revealed the owner's name, a man Mark had never heard of. The pieces of the puzzle clicked into place, forming a picture of betrayal that shattered his world. Every late night at work, every girl's night out, every visit to her mother's house was a lie. He felt a profound sense of foolishness, of trust completely betrayed. The woman he had built his life with was a stranger. That evening, he sat Sarah down and laid out the printed GPS logs on the coffee table. The color drained from her face. There was no more denying it, no more lies to hide behind. The truth came tumbling out. The affair had been going on for nearly a year. She cried and apologized, but the words felt empty. The trust was gone, replaced by a gaping wound. Mark knew their marriage was over. It was the hardest decision of his life, but staying in a relationship built on such a massive deception was impossible. It was a brutal lesson in trust and betrayal, a reminder that sometimes the people we think we know best can be the ones who hide the deepest secrets. Thank you for watching. If you've ever been through something similar, remember, you're not alone. Please subscribe for more stories like this.